Hello. Basically, this is Disney Survivor episode 13, part 2. We're going right back into it. So, his visors basically kind of shrug it off, they walk away. Um, and they're a little surprised by the whole situation. Um, Secretary Ann and Min uh, have a remark about how, the society's not ready for this kind of thing. And uh, the reporter. So basically, Kim Nam is talking to some reporters, and they're asking him things about different things and about same-sex marriage, and he's trying to walk around the whole situation about if President Park is for or against it, because after the whole thing with the director, they want to know if he's for and against it. And he kind of walks around it and stuff, and then he blurts out about the Discrimination Act. And so they infer, because of what happened with the director, that he is proposing the Discrimination Act because he's a for gay marriage. Once again, Korea is not there in the sense of, well, that's a lot of Asia where they're not cool with it. I'm very surprised that this episode even exists, but it's one of those things where um, it's not really much of an issue in the United States anymore because we passed that. But here in Korea, it's still very big issue. So it's interesting, and so it becomes a very big thing that President Park is for, and Chow Young says the polls are very important, and that it's important that you figure everything out, uh, and that he takes it off the table. Uh, Side note: the person who holds Jamin, he he gets him some food and he gives him some bread. Now, if you remember for the episodes couple before, Jamin, Hana's partner who's in jail, son, his mother tried to explain to the kidnappers that he's allergic to things, and being allergic to bread and gluten and to milk and stuff can be life threatening. So usually most kids get hives, but it depends on your sensitivity. Uh, and what happens is that he asks the kidnapper, "Oh, can I have this?" Because he gives him some bread, and if a lot of Asian countries have little bread meals where it's food and stuff is mixed in, and there was a little milk thing in there. He eats it, he gets sick, the dude has a freak out, like, oh shit. And so he takes him to the hospital. Remember beforehand that Jun Ha said that to Hana that he was not going to help unless he found it. So she was already looking. So they put an APB in hospitals in case he came in. And so a nurse looking at him because he's having a freak out, but he's not really saying anything, and that's weird for a parent. Says, "Oh, can." So a nurse calls, and so they get the call, and they're rushing there obviously to find out what's going on. You find out that Jamin did it because he wanted to see his mother. So affirmation. So I'm just flipping through. So then Guard Kim interview. We go to the next thing. Guard Kang interviews Eun Hee, which is the chairman that they talked to before. Well, not before. Yes, he's the only person alive to see the files. As Hana looks for the identity of true, he says that he doesn't. When he says that he didn't have the file, he didn't have access. It proves correct because Guard Park, President Park, and Hana talk in their private base. President Park talks to his wife, and it's the second product placement of coffee, which I'm not gonna even say because they ain't paying me for this foolishness. He tells him the only reason why he didn't. He tells his wife the only reason why he didn't tell her up front was because she was worried that he's going to back out and everything. She just worries, this is maybe too much for him. Hana and Sue, her partner, the computer guy, find out where Tae-uk was, is that he's a naturalized Japanese citizen who was originally a former Korean citizen. The reason why he left and he hates Korea is because his twin sons died in a fire. He was actually in the Judo National League. Um, so she wants to go out to some more leads. So he tells her, Hana, you gotta sit down. Um, uh, the next day is the day when you're going to have all the polls. Now, previously, Chow Young told to Secretary Han, if the polls are good, then he'll join the campaign. Now, from my perspective, um, Secretary Han is suspect. If he didn't, who made the call? At the end of the day,